All right, let's talk about artificial intelligence, or AI as the cool kids call it. It's everywhere these days, from those algorithms that seem to know you better than your own mother, to those customer service chatbots that leave you questioning if you're having a stroke, or if they are. But here's the thing about AI, it's got a bit of a mischievous side, especially when it comes to something called deepfakes. Now, deepfakes are essentially videos where someone's face, or even their entire body, gets digitally plastered onto another person's body. Think of it like Photoshop on steroids, but for videos. And while this technology can be used for some arguably entertaining purposes, like that time someone put Tom Cruise's face on a guy playing golf, it's increasingly being used for more nefarious reasons. We're talking about scams, folks. Deepfakes have opened up a whole new world of digital deception, and it's more convincing than ever before. That's why it's absolutely crucial, especially in this day and age, to understand how deepfakes work and how to spot them. Because the last thing you want is to be fooled by a pixelated imposter. So, what exactly are deepfakes, you ask? Well, imagine this. You're watching a video of a politician giving a speech, but instead of their usual eloquent self, they're spouting off conspiracy theories and confessing to crimes they definitely didn't commit. That, my friends, could be a deepfake. These digital doppelgangers are created using sophisticated AI algorithms that learn the facial expressions, mannerisms, and even the voice patterns of real people. The AI then uses this information to generate incredibly realistic videos of those individuals doing or saying things they never actually did. It's like having a digital puppet master controlling someone's image. Now, while the technology behind deepfakes might sound incredibly complex, the concept is actually quite simple to grasp. Imagine you have two photographs, one of your face and one of your friend's face. A deepfake algorithm can essentially cut and paste your face onto your friend's body in a video, making it look like you were there doing whatever your friend was doing. Of course, the actual process is far more intricate than a simple cut and paste job. It involves training AI models on massive data sets of images and videos to ensure the generated deepfake is as convincing as possible. The more data the AI has to work with, the more realistic the results. But the scary part is, as this technology continues to advance at an alarming rate, it's becoming increasingly difficult to distinguish between what's real and what's fabricated, and that's where the danger lies. Now, let's talk about how these digital tricksters are using deepfakes to scam people out of their hard-earned cash. One of their favorite tactics is something called trust building. They'll create deepfake videos of people you know and trust, like family members or friends, and use these videos to lure you into a false sense of security. Imagine receiving a frantic video call from your grandchild, their face contorted in distress, begging you to send money because they've been in an accident or arrested in a foreign country. You'd do anything to help them, right? But what if it's not actually your grandchild on the other end of that call? What if it's a scammer using a deep fake to tug at your heartstrings? That's the thing about deepfakes. They exploit our emotions, our vulnerabilities, and our natural inclination to trust those we love. And once they've established that trust, they pounce. They'll often create a sense of urgency, pressuring you to act quickly without thinking things through. They know that when we're emotional, we're less likely to question what we're seeing or hearing. Another common tactic is to impersonate authority figures. Scammers might create deepfake videos of CEOs, government officials, or even celebrities to lend an air of legitimacy to their scams. They might use these videos to promote fake investment opportunities, solicit donations for phony charities, or even blackmail individuals with compromising footage. The key takeaway here is that deepfake scammers are masters of manipulation. They understand human psychology and use it to their advantage, preying on our emotions and our inherent trust in technology. And as deepfake technology continues to evolve, their tactics will only become more sophisticated and harder to detect. Now let's dive into a real-life example of how deepfakes are being used to pull off audacious scams. This story takes us all the way to Vietnam, where a man named Quang became the victim of a deepfake scam that made headlines around the world. Quang, a successful businessman, received a Facebook video call from someone he believed to be a close friend. The person on the other end of the call looked and sounded exactly like his friend, so Quang had no reason to doubt their identity. The friend claimed to be in desperate need of money to cover a medical emergency and pleaded with Quang for a loan. Blinded by his trust and concern for his friend, Quang didn't hesitate to help. He transferred a significant sum of money to the account provided by the person on the call, believing he was doing a good deed for someone in need. It wasn't until later, when Quang tried to contact his friend through other means, that he realized something was terribly wrong. His friend denied ever making the call or asking for money. That's when it dawned on Quang that he'd been the target of a sophisticated deepfake scam. The scammer had used a deepfake video of his friend to trick him into sending money, exploiting their close relationship and Quang's inherent trust. This case sent shockwaves through Vietnam and beyond, highlighting the very real dangers of deepfake technology and its potential to deceive even the most discerning individuals. Quang's story serves as a stark reminder that anyone can fall victim to these scams, regardless of their intelligence or social standing. And now, you might be thinking, well, that's scary, but surely creating these deepfakes requires a lot of technical expertise and resources, right? Well, here's the truly alarming part. It's becoming increasingly easy and affordable to create convincing deepfakes. Remember those early deepfakes that looked like they were cobbled together by a team of sleep-deprived interns? Those days are long gone. Today, there are readily available apps and software that allow anyone with a smartphone and an internet connection to create passable deepfakes. And as the technology continues to advance at breakneck speed, we can expect these tools to become even more user-friendly and accessible. Think about it. What happens when anyone with a grudge or a desire for quick cash can create a convincing deepfake video of their boss, their ex, or even a complete stranger? The potential for chaos and harm is immense, but it's not just the ease of creation that's concerning. It's also the potential impact of these deepfakes. Imagine a world where you can't trust the authenticity of video evidence, where deepfakes are used to sway elections, incite violence, or destroy reputations with a single click. We're talking about a future where the very fabric of truth is constantly under threat, where seeing is no longer believing. And that's a future we need to be prepared for, because the consequences of inaction are simply too great to ignore. Now, let's turn our attention to a particular industry that's become a prime target for deepfake scammers: the wild, wacky, and often utterly bewildering world of cryptocurrency. Yes, it seems even the digital realm isn't safe from the clutches of deepfake fraudsters. Cryptocurrency, with its anonymous transactions and decentralized nature, has always been a bit of a magnet for scammers. But deepfakes have taken things to a whole new level of audacious deception. Imagine this: you're scrolling through your Twitter feed when you stumble upon a live stream featuring your favorite crypto influencer. They're talking about a new coin, let's call it Deepcoin, and they're practically throwing money at the screen, urging viewers to invest early and reap the rewards. You trust this influencer, you've followed their advice before, and they seem genuinely excited about this opportunity. But there's a catch. It's not actually them. It's a deep fake meticulously crafted to mimic their every word and gesture, designed to lure unsuspecting investors into a classic pump and dump scheme. By the time you realize you've been duped, the scammers have vanished into the digital ether with your crypto fortune. And it's not just individual investors who are falling victim to these scams. Deepfake videos are being used to impersonate executives of crypto firms, tricking employees into transferring funds or revealing sensitive information. The decentralized and often unregulated nature of the crypto industry makes it a particularly attractive playground for these digital con artists. All right, I know what you're thinking. This all sounds incredibly bleak. But fear not, my friends, because while deepfakes pose a serious threat, there are ways to protect yourself from falling victim to these digital deceptions. The first step is simple. Be skeptical. Don't believe everything you see online, especially if it seems too good to be true or evokes strong emotional responses. If you receive a message or video call that seems suspicious, verify it through other means. Don't be afraid to ask questions, double-check the source, and trust your gut instinct. Another crucial tip, pay attention to the details. Deepfakes, while increasingly sophisticated, can still contain subtle flaws or inconsistencies. Look closely at the video for any flickering, blurring, or unnatural movements around the face, especially the eyes and mouth. Listen carefully to the audio for any robotic or distorted sounds. And remember, technology is a double-edged sword. Just as AI is being used to create these deepfakes, it's also being used to detect them. There are now tools and software available that can analyze videos for signs of manipulation, helping to distinguish between authentic content and deepfake forgeries. Stay informed about the latest developments in deepfake technology and detection methods. The more you know about how these scams work, the better equipped you'll be to spot them and protect yourself. Remember, knowledge is power, and in the age of deepfakes, it's our best defense against falling prey to these digital illusions. So there you have it, folks. The world of deepfakes is a strange and potentially dangerous one, but it's not all doom and gloom. By staying informed, being vigilant, and trusting our instincts, we can navigate this digital landscape safely and responsibly. Remember, if something seems off, it probably is. Don't be afraid to question, verify, and protect yourself from those seeking to exploit your trust. The future may be uncertain, but with a healthy dose of skepticism and a commitment to staying informed, we can outsmart even the most convincing deepfakes. And who knows, maybe someday we'll look back on this era of deepfake anxiety with a sense of amusement, just like we do now with those pixelated Bigfoot videos from the 90s. But until then, stay vigilant, my friends. Stay vigilant.